Hi, this is Jimmy from Kids Opinion, and today we're looking at The Dark Knight. So a little bit of backstory about The Dark Knight. What I mentioned in my last video, which was posted yesterday about Batman Begins, my review of Batman Begins was I saw Batman Begins and The Dark Knight about 4 or 5 years ago. I like Batman Begins more. Well, I've been saying Batman Begins a lot. So I like the first movie more than The Dark Knight, this one. And I was very interested and excited to check out these two movies in my Dark Knight trilogy review series. And the reason I'm doing this is because of the Snyder Cut coming out, and I'm very excited for that. I reviewed Justice League. I think that came out on Friday. Batman Begins was yesterday, and today is The Dark Knight. Tomorrow, or maybe even later today, I hope to do a Dark Knight Rises review. And then in the next 2 weeks, I want to try and do the Michael Keaton 1989 Batman, then Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. And maybe even if somehow I'm able to do it, I can get in the 1966 Adam West Batman movie, which was a continuation of the 60s Batman TV show, which was pretty interesting. Seen a few episodes of those. My dad was a big fan. So, yeah, that is what I'm going to try to do. And then obviously when the Snyder Cut comes out, I'm going to try to post a review that day, but I might not be able to. It's going to be a lot to talk about since it's like a 4-hour and 2-minute movie. So, yeah, but now we're talking about The Dark Knight, so let's get to it. First, I want to start off by saying this is a fantastic movie. Way overrated. Super overrated. It's still a good movie, though. I feel like I would maybe like it more if it wasn't as overrated, but I don't feel like it holds it back for me as much as it might hold other people back. So let's start off with the good. Let's talk about it. Yeah, the acting is just like the first one, amazing. The cast as well, but I feel like the acting and cast is even better in this one. Because you got Aaron Eckhart as, I think it was Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face. He was amazing in this. Or Harvey Dent Two-Face, whatever you want to call him. Like Harvey Dent, he was just a great guy. You were rooting for him throughout. And then it was pretty sad what happened to him. Like the love of his life, Rachel Dawes, ended up being killed, so he turned into Two-Face. So it's a pretty interesting character arc that happens. Next, the plot. Like, the plot was amazing. How you get, like, Joker's whole thing going on, the introduction of the Joker, how he's tied in with the mob bosses, just a little calling card. He doesn't have a plan. He even said that he doesn't have a plan, but I'm gonna call it a plan in this review. How his mind is just, for such a crazy guy, he's very intelligent for how he's one step ahead of everything that's going on. He's a very, 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 very smart man. I'll give him that. Yeah, and then the emotion in this movie was great. I felt like the emotion was better with other characters, than Christian Bale as Batman and Bruce Wayne. I feel like he's actually the weakest out of all of the actors. I mean, maybe it's just because he's next to, like, Michael Caine giving a fantastic performance. Morgan Freeman isn't big in this, and it's not like he's doing an Oscar-winning performance, but still good. Heath Ledger you can't even tell it's Heath Ledger. He's just the Joker. The best actors and actresses, you don't even remember that it's them acting. You just think, like, like my shirt, like Dunder Mifflin from The Office. I mean, I didn't do this on purpose, but the character of Jim from The Office, you don't even think, oh, that's John Krasinski as Jim. No, he's just that character, Jim, and that is what Heath Ledger brings to the Joker. just, you don't even remember that he's Heath Ledger. From, like, from when you first see him, he's just the Joker. Whenever an actor can do that, or actress, that is fantastic. And then, yeah, the villain with, like, the Joker and Harvey Dent, the performances tied in, just, wow, amazing how they were able to tie everything in. Gary Oldman as the Commissioner Gordon, he turns into the Commissioner. I like how, he's also, like, gives a great performance, and he has, like, a good thing with Harvey Dent, how he doesn't, another positive is, like, Harvey Dent is just a great character. I already talked about this. And then him and Gordon, like, how Gordon wants Harvey Dent to succeed, so he's so, like, sad when he finds out that, like, Harvey's going down this path. It's just a terrible thing that happened. And then I think my favorite, probably my two things that I love about this movie more than, like, anything, even the Joker, even Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face, wow, is going to be the middle of this movie, and something else to talk about in a little bit. The middle of this movie, when Joker's plan is coming to fruition, when everything is going on and, like, coming up, and then it's just an eerie thing how, especially with, like, the phone in the guy's chest, and then he goes, I want my phone call, and then he dials it, and then that guy blows up and it's a bomb, and then, like, just how everything is coming together in this middle with, like, I think he purposely screws up the addresses because he knew that Batman was going to go save Rachel, and he knew that Gordon wasn't going to be able to get to Harvey Dent in time, so he screwed it up. So Batman ended up saving Harvey Dent, and Gordon and his people wouldn't get to Rachel in time. So that, like, he's just a mastermind with that. He knows, he knows what's gonna happen. He's one step ahead, and, like, he's just creepy. Like, as it keeps going on and everything's tying together, the Joker is just creepy. Like, when the body falls, I think that would be considered part of the middle. When the body falls against, and then the video of the Joker with the body of Batman, and he's, like, yelling at him, and then he's yelling. I think he yells, like, talk to me, or speak. I can't remember exactly what he says, but it's just this menacing, psychotic thing, and that's great when, and how Batman comes in to this apartment, and he finds all these police officers tied up, and he rips the tape off one of the guy's mouth, and he says, the police officer says, he took our uniforms, and, like, you just see all of a sudden they're going through the faces of the police officers, shooting in the air, and then you see, like, the guy with the weird makeup on and, like, the smile marks, and then super creepy, and then he just turns and tries to shoot the mayor, but Commissioner Gordon jumps in the way and gets, like, shot in the back. And I actually was convinced he was dead when I first saw this movie, but I think it was spoiled for me. Sorry. Yeah, and because the whole middle part of this was fantastic. And then we've got the second thing that I love about this is Gotham City. The aesthetic of Gotham is amazing. Just like this place, this fictional place that feels so real, but also feels fake at the same time. It's hard to describe. I just love it. I love Gotham in this, and how the Joker's trying to take it down. And I forgot to mention before, and forgot when my good column was the music in this, especially, kind of ties in with Gotham. The feel of it, the music, whenever it gets emotional, and towards the ending, where like the people in Gotham that they're on the boat are like they have the opportunity to kill each other, but they don't, and how the music goes into that is just fantastic. Now I'm gonna have to go. Sorry, got one more thing to bring up. I like the ending. Actually, no. Wait. Sorry. The ending is gonna go in my mix. So yeah, here's my mix. The first thing is the ending. Half this ending I love. It's the thing I remember most vividly from this movie is when there's the civilians in one boat, and then the prisoners in the other boat, and they had the opportunity to blow each other up, and like the Joker just wants people to tear each other apart, and then they don't. That's the part I remember, and that part was awesome. And like even the um even the Two-Face thing where he tries to like get back at Gordon is awesome, but it's just very hard to see at times. And that's why also the fight scenes are mixed on here. The fight scenes were better than in Batman Begins. They looked better, but but also not, because it was dark. It was very dark. It was hard to see at times, especially towards like the very end when Batman and Two-Face are fighting towards the end, and it was just hard to see. But besides that, the ending and the fight scenes are mostly good things, but I'm putting them in the mix because they also have things that I really don't like about them. Now the bad is what I already mentioned. It was hard to see, especially at the end of the movie. I didn't like that, but again, these aren't like things that completely tear down this movie. It's just like this movie could have been so much better if, sorry, not so much better, could have been better if it was easier to see, especially at the end. And this was hard for me to think, but I am going to give this movie a 9.3 out of 10, which is better than Batman Begins. When I eventually do my ranking of the Dark Knight trilogy, it might change. That's even why I said I like the Dark Knight more than Batman Begins. Normally I wouldn't do that if I'm going to end up doing a ranking, because I wouldn't want to spoil, but they're so close that my mind might end up changing. Right now, yeah, I'm giving 9.3 out of 10, which is more than the 9.1 out of 10 I gave Batman Begins. But I just really like this movie. It's just overrated, which takes a little bit down, but not as much as other people might take it down. Again, a fantastic, amazing movie. And I've heard that Dark Knight Rises isn't as good as The Dark Knight or Batman Begins, but I hope it is. I really want it to be. Yeah, so I would give The Dark Knight 9.3 out of 10. Fantastic movie. And like and subscribe. The comments might not work at first, but try to comment in there. Please give me recommendations for movies I could do, what I can do better with my channel, like if there's a better ranking system I could do, or just this is new to me. I'm not even sure exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to get into it. So I'm Jimmy from Kids Opinion, and be good people.